There are over 1,300,000 software developer jobs in the United States. Joel, you're a programmer. You've been coding since you were like 9. Your dad was a programmer.
Yeah.
My question for you, is ChatGPT going to replace you? Are programmers becoming irrelevant?
Is GPT going to destroy jobs? The answer is 100% yes. Are there going to be new jobs created? The answer is yes. And the way you're going to stay relevant on the in-between is your ability to understand where you're at today and be good at what you get paid for today, but also understand, 1 or 2 levels ahead of you of like what's coming. The way you get in trouble is 80% of the people. This is how you know you get in trouble. You are in the hot water if you're dismissive. You are the ones that die if you're dismissive. The curious people who are like, hey, I should probably know how to do some of this stuff. I'm seeing some of these videos. I hear about it a lot. If you're sitting around at the water cooler having conversations with your coworkers,
it could never replace us. It doesn't understand the memory usage. And it was just way too complex for it to ever.
You sound like the truckers, bro, that say that automated driving's not going to be there. And it is, and it's happening right there in front of you. If you have that dismissive mentality, you are the one that's going to fail. And the people who are curious and who learn about what's coming, those are the people that are going to succeed. And by succeed, I mean they're going to be the ones that stay having a job throughout the process of this compression.
Yeah, if you're a programmer and you want to keep on doing what you're doing, if you love your job, pay attention. This is important. Things are changing, and we're going to show you what you can do to stay relevant and show you a couple examples of what is happening right now, because it is crazy.
Programmers are going to be out of a job. Or are they? ChatGPT is an AI that's a little bit too smart. Let's try it. First, the hardest question. How do you exit Vim? Interesting. Pressing the escape key and using :Q. I threw away all those computers for nothing. Create a Python server that generates a random video idea every time I make a post request to it. Okay, I'm out of it.
So that worked.
Let's see if it can make videos similar to my Reddit.
But let's pause. If I'm going to be super nerdy real quick, why can't you just ask GPT? Like, why do you need that as a service? Like, just go to GPT and ask it for your video ideas.
Create a Node.js server that creates a video in the style of a meme. This is becoming a little bit too good. All right, let's make a Python bot that generates interesting titles for coding with Lewis videos. And wow. What prompt do you want to see?
What I just saw him do is create a bunch of stuff that ChatGPT already does, right?
But he did it in programmer speak, yeah.
But he did it in programmer speak, which is cool. So ChatGPT is programming a new version of itself for him, basically.
I would go to ChatGPT to get that, but if you needed to extract it into a service, if you needed to be its own thing, you would. He's showing that it can write some code. Arguably not even the most interesting. Like, there are way crazy. The Tic Tac Toe video. We should watch that video because that one's actually pretty cool.
Build a simple tic-tac-toe game with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Let's see. So let's create the board. I like it. All right. Let's test it out now. So get all the squares. Wow, let's go. We need to now add a function to calculate and display the winner. Oh, no way. Check for winner. Okay, now let's add this. All right, well, boom. Oh, player win. The button and function reset the game. Come on. Oh, and there's but boom, reset. Should we take it further? Let's take it further.
That's crazy.
Style the board to look like ChatGPT, baby. Let's go. Oh, there's even a hover pointer? What? Oh my god. Wow.
Look how pretty it looks when he starts clicking on it.
I'm scared for my job. And so should you.
Wow.
Let me know down below what else you want me to create.
Okay, let's talk about this because I think this shows a higher level thing. People are always saying it destroys programmers' jobs. ChatGPT destroys programmers' jobs. There's no more jobs. But there's truth to that. Back in the day, you would have people code HTML and CSS for their websites, but now there's things like Webflow where like Sketch can hook in, so you can just design it directly and it handles all the boilerplate for basic websites, right? So at some point, at some of these agencies, there were lots of jobs to handle that, those types of laborious tasks, and those jobs are like compressed down because of the new tools. So did those jobs technically go away? Yeah, they did. Did they get reallocated? Did new jobs come up on newer technologies? 100%. The thing people are going to have to digest in the engineering community is that they all have this history of like how it was done, this like culture of like how it was done. And that's just being shattered. It's being completely and totally shattered because now you can do what this guy is doing here. And I think that this is the near-term future. A big near-term future for us is rather than managing the code so directly, that we'll be engaging in conversation with the system because there's no problem that can't be solved by simply engaging with the AI. I think in the future, the code itself will be this abstraction, this thing we don't really care about. And there'll just be huge sets of rules of conversations and stuff that you've had with the AI about how things need to work and tests that need to be in place. And so will that result in less programmers for the current jobs that exist today? Yeah, but there will also be a ton of new jobs.
So the new job is prompting.
I think the new job is, it's going to be this like engineering prompting mix thing. We already were doing it before. Like writing code is like prompting other APIs in lower level code. But now there's a new abstraction layer to it. And so I think that's what people are having a hard time digesting is that there's this new, more efficient layer that's going to be on top of it. And a lot of the ways that you work are going to change. But I still think there's going to be a ton of work.
By work, you mean jobs?
Yeah. Like, for example, if I was the fry cook at McDonald's and they made the automated fry system, right? Then, now there's a new job to manage the automated fry system. Now, there might have been 1,000 fry cooks to one. So I call that compression. I call that like job compression. So it's not like elimination completely, but it's compression. And so that will happen like a bunch of micro fractures across all industries because of these technologies.
Yeah, don't diss the AI. It'll come back for you.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk to one of its creators. Let's see what Sam Altman is. Sam Altman scared?
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong. And we want to be vocal about that. We want to work with the government to prevent that from happening. But we try to be very clear-eyed about what the downside case is and the work that we have to do to mitigate that.
An anomaly on Capitol Hill. Private tech CEOs asking for more government regulation. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
For the very first time, senators held a hearing about the latest artificial intelligence tools.
I'm nervous about it. I think people are able to adapt quite quickly. When Photoshop came onto the scene a long time ago, for a while people were really quite fooled by Photoshopped images and then pretty quickly developed an understanding that images might be Photoshopped. This will be like that, but on steroids.
Okay, so here's the most interesting thing about that clip. It's not AI destroying us all and robots taking over the world. It's that CNN reported some truth. That is crazy. I never thought I'd see the day. As far as programmers, their jobs are going to change drastically. It's going to make it way more accessible. It's going to be more competitive for entry-level people. It'll probably drive salaries down as far as like if you flood its supply and demand. You're making the technology, GPT is making technology more accessible. When I saw those first code examples, I thought this was brilliant. Copilot's studies is that the greatest impact it has is on new programmers. So it takes experts and it makes them slightly better, but it takes new people and it gets them ramped 100 times faster than it did before.
How scared should programmers be on a scale of Tamagotchi to Terminator? Where do you feel like we're at?
For some jobs, we're at Terminator. For some of the engineering jobs, we are at Terminator. It's been done. Yesterday, I did it. I can tell you, technically, it's done because you guys lost a job yesterday to me because I went to go post a job on Upwork to take these 3 spreadsheets that I had of past guests. I have 750 past guests and they were done by different producers. So some columns are missing. Like there's a full name in one sheet. The other sheet has like first and last name separated. There was like all these cross pieces of data. So I just started typing up the Upwork because I was like, I'm going to get this done through Upwork. I'm going to just have a data engineer go through and figure out how to merge all this stuff correctly. And it was fairly complex across multiple sheets with a lot of different rules. And so I just started typing it out. And I right before I went to go post it on Upwork to pay someone to do this, I thought, wow, I wonder if GPT, I wonder if I can upload sheets and have it perform operations and do this. And I did, and it worked. And it did a huge amount of work for me, and that just took a job. That's something I would have paid $150, $250 to have someone do that, because I didn't want to sit there and like write all the code out and like handle all the logic and everything. Because I am capable of doing that from my engineering abilities. I just didn't want to do it. And so I just wrote up the spec, and then GPT just did it. And so that was just a lost job.
So on a scale of Tamagotchi to Terminator, we looked at programmers themselves. Yeah, this is a big deal. But for someone just getting into this is like not even on the scale. This is exciting. You want to be a programmer now. There's no better of a time on the planet to be a programmer than now to get into it, because as a new programmer, you'll learn the way it is happening now, and that will just proceed to get better in that way, and you'll grow with it because it's making this job accessible.
Programming as my generation knows it is dead. It's gone already. It's already gone. The day GPT and Copilot and stuff came out, that's when it died. Now we've just got a new version. And so that it's going to take a while for that old stuff to get out, and a long time. We still have mainframes, as I said before, and like really old machines running. This is the new one. And so be scared if you're dismissive. If you're learning it and you're watching it and you're paying attention to it, if you're a person, you're like, oh, I'm a senior programmer and that's only going to make me 20% better or 15% better, so I don't need to worry about it. It makes the new guys better. So we'll focus on it for the new. There's going to be better senior programmers that are going to look at it and say, there's my advantage. There's my, not even 1%. There's my 15% advantage on my peers. That's how I'm going to make more money. That's how I'm going to, become better in the industry and make better technology than the competitors. The mindset of greatness is the hack to getting around this compression that's happening in the marketplace. She understands you can have it write in a style. That's like one of its best things it can do. I can give it a coding project and say, here's all of my code to my app in the same conventions and style. It's probably gonna be a smart ass reply to me. And I also fixed 4 of your mistakes. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. It's like, you abandoned your style here and I helped. And I was like, oh, thank you for that.